In your latest book, Power of Thoughts, you mentioned about the real life stories of Jagat Guru Kripaluji Maharaj and Ramana Maharishi and how they practiced Sakshi Bhav or witness consciousness to rise above pain. How can a normal person practice witness consciousness to overcome negative thoughts and react that level of consciousness of saints? What's the first step one should take?
Yes, those stories of Raman Maharshi, Jagat Guru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj are very inspiring. They could just watch their body, and if there was pain in the body, they could just see it as a witness without being affected. That was a tremendous state where the surgery was done and they were indifferent, they were just tolerating the pain of the surgery. Now these are the Siddhas, the Siddh Mahapurush, they are able to do that. An ordinary person cannot immediately jump to that state. Yeah. Just like if somebody says that, okay, I am going to start learning music and I will also compose the way Hari Anand does, then it is wishful thinking. That person will need to slowly increase the abilities. There is Big Khali. He stands like this and people box his stomach and nothing happens to him. So somebody says, all right, I will also do that. One box will knock him out.
Yes, absolutely.
So if somebody wishes to become a pahalwan, drinking 5 kg of ghee will not make a person a pahalwan. Yeah. It will have to be a slow and steady process.
Beautiful, yeah.
So likewise, this Sakshi Bhav will require a little bit of effort. For people whose consciousness is too much in the body, if you tell them that you are not the body, they are not able to understand. What do you mean I am not the body? I can see the body, this is what it is. But then in the Indian tradition, from childhood, we are told that you are not the body, you are the soul, and then it becomes ingrained. So we say, okay, this is not me. But then they are stuck in the next level. I am the mind. They are not able to see that the mind is separate and I am separate. So what is required a little bit out here is, if the mind can be purified a little. The moment the mind starts getting purified, you can see yourself as distinct from the mind. Consider the example of muddy water in a vessel. Suppose there's a glass with muddy water and you're not able to see through it. So take some alum, potash alum, and add it, the mud settles down.
Yeah, the water is clean on top.
Right, so now you can see it. Likewise, because the mind is muddy, so that is why we get affected. Oh, I am the mind. Now, like the alum, if we can do some bhakti, some devotion to God, and the mind starts clearing up, then this clarity will come. Oh, yes, I am not the mind. After that, it will be a question of practice and practice and practice. So, Sakshi Bhav, we can practice it, and we can also practice to purify the mind.
Beautiful.
Now, in the Western world, this is practiced as mindfulness. So, mindfulness has become very popular, which means that you don't have to accept every thought that comes to you. You simply watch your thoughts. Okay? In the path of bhakti, there's another way to do it. And what is that? The soul, the Atman, the real I, is a servant of God. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Jivera Swarupohoy Krishner Nityadas. So when you act in the service of God, and you engage your mind in the service of God, the natural nature of the soul starts manifesting. So that stage of Sakshi Bhav comes naturally when we do bhakti. but it'll have to be a gradual progression there.
Swamiji, many of you must be having a question. Like, I have so many business friends. Narenji is sitting here. My Sanjeet is there. I'm there. We do business all the time, engrossed in something. But from past few years, when started reading your books and started watching your videos, like you said, the alum put in water, it will be clean. I have myself experienced that the mind purifies, but because of the business and big responsibility, sometimes we are not able to devote that much of time कि अभी इतना सही किया तो इतना बढ़िया लग रहा है, mind clean हो रहा है, और चाहिए, but how do we do it, Swami ji? I mean, वो और like आप सबके questions होंगे कि we are not able to take out time for this kind of consciousness, साक्षी भाव हमारे अंदर और ज़्यादा आ जाए. अभी तो 2% आया तो इतना मज़ा आ रहा है. So how we can increase by like regular practice and giving more time?
Yes. Definitely, we should take some time out for solitude.
Yeah.
People love to go on external adventures. They like to see new things, have novel experiences.
Yeah.
I have heard of a tribe of Native Americans that lived in the West Coast, 150 miles from the Pacific Ocean, for hundreds of years, but they were unaware of the existence of the ocean. And the reason being, there was a mountain range between the ocean and them, and they never bothered to scale it. If they had, they would have discovered that site.
Yes.
But even more fascinating than the Pacific Ocean is the treasure that lies within us. And people are mining the world for treasures, but the gold mine of our thoughts.
Wow, that's beautiful.
If they can prioritize it.
Yes.
So when people get stressed out, the sympathetic nervous system gets activated, fight or flight. This is the sympathetic nervous system, which exists in animals and human beings, a reaction to stress. And if you can retire in solitude, where your mind and body perceive now there is no threat of any kind, emotional, financial, physical, then the parasympathetic nervous system gets into action. Wow. This is the rest and digest system. The consequence is that the organs, they settle down. And the blood gets diverted to your abdomen to digest, etc. Now, all the time in the world, we are busy. The brain is getting overexerted. So we all know that any equipment, if it keeps on working without any downtime, it's going to get affected.
So small pause is required.
That's right. You have to switch it off. So we also need a little pause for our brain.
Very true. So all you businessmen people, and I have so many multi-millionaire and billionaire friends in Bombay. If you're watching this, I'll be forwarding you this video. Take a pause and come to Dallas.